In this package should be the 3 best Rubik's Cubes in the world. Let's check it out. Also, huge thanks to the Cubicle for sending me these. And if you ever get cubes from them, make sure to use code CM for 5% off the order. And that should be it. So we have Luke's Super RS3M, which got Luke his 5.03 average. Then Max's Tornado V3, which Max used to get his 4.86 average. And of course Timon Scan 12 Maglev, which he used to get his 4.86 world record average. Pretty exciting cubes. So first, let's check out Luke's RS3M Super. Got the accessories box, cube stand, and then the actual cube with this amazing logo. I've owned a lot of RS3Ms, but not the Super version, which came out at the end of last year. And this was a really hyped up 3x3. Obviously, Luke Garrett got third in the world with it, but also a lot of other people have gotten really good results. And I have tried this cube before, and it's really good. So let's see how good this one is. Let's give some first turns. So first thoughts on this cube, it's pretty slow right now. The turns feel really solid, which is not really what I expected, because the RS3 has a bit of a more lighter feel. This is a bit heavier and has really solid turning. I wouldn't say blocky, but almost blocky. And then that with a bit of a slower feel right now gives it a bit more control. And I really enjoy this feel actually. Even though it's quite different from the older RS3s, it still has the plastic feel of it, but just a more blockier version of it. Corner cutting is obviously excellent. It cuts literally everywhere. Also for the magnets, I'm gonna try out what the magnets are like. So I think they're pretty similar to the RS3 regular. They're on the medium side, maybe a bit lighter, which I like. I think too heavy magnets are not that good, and also with this type of cube, it's already very sturdy, blocky, and stable. So you don't need really strong magnets for this cube. I can't really tell if it's auto-aligning. I think it's a bit slow for that right now. But so far, this cube is turning really great. Let's go ahead and give this all. Yeah, so this cube is really solid. Comparing this with the RS3M, this cube definitely has a lighter feeling and it's more clacky, while this is more solid and stable. I like this for one-handed because it's very fast, but for this cube, it's more stable and maybe a bit slower, which I think is better suited for two-hand solving. And currently the 3rd best cube in the world. Also, it has gold internals, which is really cool. Alright, let's get into the 2nd best cube in the world, which is this one. Max's Tornado V3 flagship. Tension tool, cube stand, card, and cube with the Max logo on the blue side. And this box is really nice. But now onto the actual cube. I do have a Tornado V3, but I don't have a flagship version of that, which means this has core magnets. This isn't the Pioneer, so I don't think it has the maglev, but it does have core magnets. So let's check this out. Hear how quiet that is? Also, this cube's a bit slower out of the box, but that's a lot of cubes out of the box. But it's very squishy and very quiet. It's a really enjoyable feeling. That's just so satisfying to turn. As for the magnets, I can't really feel the auto alignment with the magnets. I'm not sure why. I would say it's also medium to strong, so it's a bit stronger magnets than the other cube. Even though the lube makes it pretty slow, it still feels relatively quick. And then corner cutting, it's a bit lockier than the RS3M Super. It does have a spot where it cuts not as well, but maybe it's because it's a bit tight. But yeah, feeling this cube makes a lot of sense how Max Park got his world record on this. It's just good balance of speed, stability, and great turning. Let's do a solve on this cube as well. So yeah, really good cube. I'm curious to see how it stacks up against my other Tornado V3, because that one does not have core magnets. So from feel itself, it's a bit heavier, but not that much heavier because it doesn't have maglev or anything. It's just the core magnets. And since this one has less lube, it's a bit more clacky, as you can hear, but this one is a lot more quiet. But yeah, that's the 2nd best cube in the world. Now onto the best cube in the world, which should be right here. This is also the most expensive one out of all 3. Coming in at $90, which is very crazy for one cube. So it better be good. accessories, cube stand, and the cube, which comes in a scramble. I'm assuming this is some special scramble that Timon got a world record on. This is also a very nice box. You just press the sides. Very cool. The outside feels really nice. It's UV coated, so immediately the first thing I feel is how grippy it is, which I like a lot. It's a bit slippery though. Maybe that's lube or something, but the feel outside is very, very unique. It comes in the scramble, so I guess we have to do this all first this time. Immediately after solving this thing, whoa, you can definitely tell this is a GAN cube. Outside, glossy finish, it looks very nice. Comes with a nice TK logo for Timon. And out of the box, I think this is the best one. It's not overly slow, but it has a really nice feel. It's a bit more crunchy than I thought. I thought GAN cubes were a bit more smooth, but it has a bit of a crunch in its feel. And the turning is a bit lighter than the other cubes, which is a classic GAN thing because their cubes are always very light, and the turning is also very light. Corner cutting seems excellent on this cube. And the small cuts are actually effortless, and the reason why is maybe because this also has core magnets, so there's a bit of auto alignment going on. A little bit. That just makes these cuts like so effortless. Like I'm not even turning it. Like for this cube, it takes a bit more effort. This one too. But these small cuts are actually effortless, which is really crazy. There are some bigger cuts where it's a bit harder, but those don't really happen in solves. These are the cuts that matter, and it performs really well with these small cuts. This is my first GAN cube in a long time, and I honestly think this one might be the best one so far. Obviously it costs $90, so quite expensive, but this cube just feels the best. Effortless cutting, great turning, not overly slow. Magnets are a bit strong, but that fits this cube with a more fast turning style. This is probably my favorite cube out of the three. And this is coming from a person who doesn't like GAN cubes that much. This is actually a pretty good cube. Makes sense how Timon got his world record on this. So there you have it. That's the 3 best cubes in the world, used by Luke, Max, and Timon. 1 No Yu, 1 Chi, and 1 GAN, and 3 amazing puzzles. For first impressions, this one has to be my favorite right now. It just turns so well out of the box, and it could honestly be an instant main. Second best is the Max Turno V3. Great cube, but just a bit slow, but I'm sure that'll do better with the break-in. Last but not least, Luke's cube. This is great, but it's just a bit too stable and a bit slow for me. But again, with break-in, I'm sure this would be amazing too. I've tried a lot of Super RS3s and they're all really good. Again, huge thanks to the CubeCo for sending them out to me. Make sure to use code CM for 5% off your order and to support the channel. So that's my $175 unboxing of the 3 best Rubik's Cubes in the world. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed.